everyone, welcome to Medicine for the Soul. I'm Sarah. This is your third trimester prenatal yoga practice for lower back pain relief. You'll need all your usual props, a couple of blocks, and a bolster and a blanket or anything that resembles that in your house. And let's get started. Welcome to the third trimester. If you haven't already been experiencing some back pain, you probably are at this point, especially the low back, which makes sense, right? With our bodies having more weight in the front, we may be overcompensating. So today's practice is our attempt at giving you a little bit of relief from that pain. We're going to start in a reclined position. However you get here, I like to use my blocks with the bolster propped up on top. And we're going to lie back. You can also just use like a stack of pillows. We're going to lie back, legs out, shoulders relaxed and away from your ears. You're going to bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your baby, and close your eyes. Relax your jaw, relax your forehead. Just take a moment to allow yourself to sink into your mat, sink into your props. Take some mindful, conscious breaths in and out through the nose. Imagine a real physical connection to your baby. Imagine sharing each breath as you breathe in and out. We're going to begin our practice today by envisioning the ideal birth for you and your baby. From beginning to end, from the start of labor, envisioning your ability and strength to persevere through the pain, all the way to when your baby makes it earthside, and the joy and relief that you feel when you finally get to meet your baby. Envisioning calm and ease during your labor, and seeing yourself confident with each contraction and each push, surrounded by loving support and guidance. Take another deep breath in and out through the nose while we're here. And you can flutter your eyes open, release your hands, and we're going to stay here and inhale, reach up and over our heads. And exhale, bring your arms back down by your side. Inhale again, arms up and overhead. Creating that space. And exhale, bringing your arms back down. And we're going to bend our knees, feet flat on the mat. Wherever your feet land that's comfortable for you is great. It's just a nice little subtle stretch here. You can bring your arms out to the side, palms facing up. Getting a nice stretch through your chest and shoulders. Let's drop our knees side to side. So windshield wiper. And keep your right leg bent. Left leg stretches out. Maybe you want to bend, or I'm sorry, point and flex your foot. Giving some movement to your ankles. Maybe you want to roll around in a circle. And bring your left foot back to the mat. Stretch your right leg out. Any sort of movement with your ankles or your feet that feels good to you right now. And bring your right foot back to the mat. Let's gently bring our head side to side, allowing your shoulders to relax, your jaw to relax. And bring your palms to the mat and gently push yourself up to a seated position. You can grab your blanket to sit on, kind of prop your pelvis up into the proper upright position. It gets harder and harder to do that as you go on through your pregnancy. You can place your bolster off to the side. We will need our blocks pretty soon, so keep those handy. So sitting, just bringing your sits bones right to the edge of your mat, your blanket. And you can be cross-legged or soles of your feet together. Bring your hands to your knees. Let's roll our shoulders back and down, imagining there's a string pulling the crown of your head towards the ceiling. Nice long spine. Let's take a deep inhale through the nose. And exhale, let's come down, around, and up. Just some nice circles here. It doesn't have to be anything big and crazy. It's a full body massage for your baby right here. Waking up our hips and lower back. And let's switch direction. Working with your own breath, your own pace. And come back to an upright position. And so grab your blocks. We're going to come into a one-legged forward fold. So you can bring one leg out at a time. Maybe kind of flex your feet here. And again, so we're working with our bodies where they're at right now. We're going to find our edge as far as our stretching goes, and then back off about 20%. We don't want to go too far here. So the blocks are here for your forearms, whatever setting you want to put them on. So I'm going to do the tallest setting today. I'm feeling a little bit tight. So I'm going to rest right here, keeping a nice long spine. Resist the urge to curl your back, and just rest where is comfortable for you, where you're getting a nice stretch, but we're not going too far. Shoulders down and away from your ears. Maybe you want to sway side to side. Maybe that feels good for your back. You can also keep your knees bent slightly if that works for you today. Let's take one more deep breath here. And coming back to an upright position. bringing the soles of your feet together. You can prop your knees up with a couple of blocks, still staying seated on our blankets. Nice tall spine. We're gonna inhale, right arm up, all the way up and over to our left ear, and exhale, tug gently over to the right. And come back to center on an exhale. Inhale, left arm up. And exhale, grabbing your right ear over to the left. And coming back to center on an exhale. You can set your blocks off to the side. We're going to come into all fours. So you can keep your blanket underneath your knees if that feels good. Some extra cushioning. So hips over your knees, shoulders over your wrists. We're going to inhale, bringing our bodies over to the right, over our fingertips. Exhale, bringing our bottom back to our heels. And up, inhale, over, and exhale. You can work with your own pace. We're just going in one direction right now. You may find that you need to bring your knees a little bit wider at this point. Totally go for it. And we're going to switch directions. So wherever you are, just go the opposite way. And come back to neutral position here. We're gonna come into some cat-cows, a little bit modified here. So we're gonna kind of add to it. We're gonna inhale, lift the tailbone slightly, beaming our chest forward, gazing forward. Exhale, arch your back, gaze towards your belly button, giving your baby a nice big squeeze. We're also gonna bring our seat back to our heels. And inhale, back up, gazing forward, beaming our chest forward. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, bringing our seat back to our heels. Inhale, back up, lifting the tailbone slightly. Exhale, giving your baby a squeeze and pushing your seat back. We're going to do 2 more of those. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Coming back to neutral position, we're going to inhale, tuck the toes. Exhale, lift up and back to downward facing dog. And while we're in this down dog, we're going to bring our feet extra wide out to the edges of our mat. Make sure your fingers are spread nice and wide. So feet are out wide. You've got this nice wide stance. And on the inhale, you're going to bend your knees slightly. Heels can lift off of the mat. And exhale, straighten your legs. Inhale. Exhale. Continue this at your own pace. Let's do 2 more breaths. One. 2. Place your feet flat on the mat, walking your hands back. So you're in a forward fold position, keeping your knees soft. You can let yourself hang here. You can let your arms dangle. Maybe you want to sway side to side, or you can begin to slowly roll yourself up. And we'll meet in Tadasana, slowly rolling ourselves up, bringing our feet a little closer together and rolling your shoulders back and down, kind of just checking in with your posture for a moment. Crown of the head reaching towards the ceiling. Maybe push your chin back slightly. Give a nice little micro bend to your knees so we're not hyperextending. And let's inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Keeping your knees soft. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up slowly, 1 vertebrae at a time. All the way up to Tadasana. We're going to take our hands behind our back, at our lower back. Clasp your fingers. Inhale, reach down to the ground. And exhale, forward fold, lifting your hands towards the ceiling. Maybe heel toe your feet out a little bit so you're in a little bit of a wider stance, keeping your knees bent. And hold here and breathe. And release your hands back to the mat and walk your hands out into a downward facing dog. You can keep your wide stance in your down dog if you'd like, if that feels good for you. While we're here this time, we're going to lift our heels up off of the mat and point our toes to the right, bringing our heels back down. And the opposite side. So on your next inhale, you're going to inhale right leg up and back, and exhale coming into half pigeon, using your props and your modifications that are comfortable for you. So blocks underneath the forearms, or a prop underneath your right hip. Nice long spine here. This is great for, of course, our hips and glutes, but also our lower back. One more deep breath here. And bring your hands to the mat. Inhale to prepare, tucking your left toes. Exhale, 3-legged dog. And bring your right foot back to the mat. Inhale, left leg up and back. And exhale, coming into your half pigeon. And maybe on one side you need props and the other side you don't. We're not totally balanced all the time. Shoulders down and away from your ears. take one more deep breath here. And bring your hands to the mat. Inhale to prepare, tucking your right toes. Exhale, up and back, three-legged dog. And bring your left foot to the mat. Inhale, look forward. And exhale completely and step forward into a forward fold. Keep your blocks close by because we will need them. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, we're going to grab our blocks. Inhale, exhale, step your left foot back. We don't want too wide of a stance here, so we do want to heel toe our feet out a little bit for some extra stability and also to make room for baby, but we don't want a really wide stance. We want to protect our pelvis. There's a lot of moving parts right now as you get closer to giving birth. So bring your blocks so that they are on either side of your right foot. And we're going to inhale to a flat back. And exhale, fold over your right leg as best you can. Inhale, flat back. Using your blocks for stability. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Last one. Exhale. Folding forward. You can place your blocks off to the side. Bring your hands to the mat. Step your right foot back into a downward facing dog. Pedal your feet out. Maybe you want to come back into your wide stance down dog. Bend your knees. And straighten on the exhale. And inhale, look forward. Exhale, step forward. In our forward fold again. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, grabbing your blocks for stability. Step your right foot back. Both toes pointing to the front of the mat. If it helps you with some stability, you can point your right toes out slightly. Not in a wide stance, nothing too fancy, but do heel toe your feet out so you have room for baby. And on the inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Placing your blocks off to the side, bringing your hands to the mat, and stepping back into downward facing dog for 3 breaths. 1, 2, 3, bringing your knees to the mat and grabbing your blocks. You may need both of them, so just in case. And we're gonna come to sit on our block. So if you're feeling like one block isn't quite big enough, you can put them right next to each other. And you can come right in front, bring your feet to either side and lower down onto your blocks carefully. And now we're gonna sit here with our toes out to the side. You can bring your feet out here, whatever is feeling comfortable for you. This shouldn't be too uncomfortable or difficult to get into today. And while we're here sitting nice and tall, bring your elbows to push your knees out to the side. clasping your hands or bringing them into a prayer position. And breathe. You can close your eyes. You can practice your Ujjayi breath. Relax your jaw and your forehead. Any type of squat or hip opening stretch is also going to benefit your lower back. So this is, of course, opening our hips, working on our posture, also getting a nice stretch into our lower back. One more breath here. And you can come forward onto your knees and remove your blocks. And we're going to come right into toes pose. So sitting on your knees, tucking your toes and sitting back on your heels. And if it does help, you can place a prop in between your seat and your heels. We're still getting that toe stretch, that foot stretch, that practice, that stamina practice of sitting through uncomfortability, the chance to practice any sort of breathing exercise that you have been practicing, or Ujjayi breathing. Closing our eyes, rolling the shoulders back and down, sitting tall, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing your jaw. One more deep breath here. And after your exhale, come forward onto your hands and just give your toes a nice tap. Woo! We're going to come right into child's pose. So bring your knees wide, seat back, and reach for the top of your mat, bringing your forehead to the mat. Option to bring your forearms to blocks if this is uncomfortable for you. Also option to come into kind of a wide-legged puppy pose also. Let's lift our forehead off of the mat. Walk your hands over to the left. And bring your forehead back to the mat. Nice side body stretch. And lift your forehead off of the mat again. Walk your hands over to the right. And place your forehead back on the mat. And lift your forehead off of the mat. Coming back to center, walking your hands back so you're back in an upright position. Let's grab our blanket to sit on, or if you have a cushion you like to sit on, you can grab that. Bringing your sits bones right to the edge. We're going to extend our right leg out to the right, folding your left leg in, and you're going to actually turn slightly towards your right leg. We don't want to fold over our leg because of course there's a baby there. So we're going to kind of fold out. Let's inhale, arms up, and exhale, bringing your hands right to the mat or the floor right in front of you. We're not in a super forward fold. Not going to grab our foot or anything. And on your next exhale, walk your hands back so you're in an upright position, switching sides, bending your right leg in, left leg out, shifting your body slightly. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, bringing your hands down to the mat or the floor in front of you. And one more breath here. On the exhale, walk your hands back to an upright position. Keep your left leg extended out. Bring your right leg and extend it out. Again, nothing crazy here. You're finding your edge. You're backing off a little bit. We're gonna inhale, left arm up. Bring your right forearm to your right thigh. And exhale over to the right. Beaming your chest towards the ceiling, so there's a slight twist here in your upper back. Nice deep breaths. One more inhale. And coming back upright on the exhale. Inhale, right arm up. Left forearm to your left thigh. Exhale, reach over to the left, beaming your chest up towards the ceiling. One more inhale, and exhale, coming back up to center. Bring the soles of your feet together. Grab your blocks, place them underneath your knees. This right here, sitting propped up on a blanket or cushion with the support underneath your knees, grabbing your ankles or your feet, and just sitting nice and tall. This is a great way to just, a nice subtle way. It's a subtle stretch, giving some relief to your lower back, opening up your hips. You can work on your posture while you're here. Let's just take a few moments and a few breaths here to acknowledge ourselves and our babies for showing up today and taking care of ourselves. Nice deep breaths in and out through the nose. And after your next exhale, you can flutter your eyes open. So this is where I'll leave you, encouraging you to take a nice long Shavasana. Something else that is really helpful for lower back pain that I cannot demonstrate because I am one person is counter pressure. A partner, a friend, a family member can help you with this. But I will just quickly show you the position that you would be in, which is all fours, or all fours but bringing your seat back a little bit. And it's your assistant pressing down on your sacrum on an exhale, gently pressing down, however much pressure is comfortable for you. Just that flat part of your tailbone feels really nice. So if you have someone to help you with that, that's also a good trick. Options for Shavasana are our reclined position that we started in, like this, or laying down on your left side with support between your knees from a bolster or a cushion. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you very soon.